I've been thinking lately about how rarely we recognize the important moments while they're happening. Most of life doesn't arrive with a fanfare. There isn't usually a sign telling us that we'll remember this day forever. Instead, life tends to disguise itself as something ordinary. A conversation, a walk, a journey, an afternoon with friends. I was watching a group of young people recently, laughing together, talking over one another, remembering things that had happened months earlier as though they had happened yesterday. And it struck me that one day, years from now, they may struggle to remember exactly what they were talking about. But they'll remember how it felt. The friendship, the freedom, the sense that life was still unfolding in front of them. I wonder if that's why certain memories stay with us, not because they were extraordinary, but because they quietly became part of who we are. A favorite teacher, a classroom, a coach journey, a shared joke, a summer afternoon, a photograph that somehow survives long after everything else has changed. At the time, we're usually looking ahead, thinking about the next exam, the next term, the next job, the next chapter. Very few of us realize that the chapter we're living right now will one day become the chapter we miss. It struck me recently that many of the most important things in life can't be measured. Friendship can't be measured. Kindness can't be measured. Loyalty can't be measured. The memories we create with other people can't be measured. Yet somehow, those things often matter most. Results matter, achievements matter, milestones matter. But none of them ever become more important than the person you're becoming. When people tell stories about their lives, they rarely begin with a number. They begin with people, a friend they met, a journey they shared, a joke that somehow lasted for years, a memory that grew more valuable with time. Sometimes, it's the smallest details that survive. A photograph in an old folder, a particular seat on a coach, a box of chocolates bought on the journey home. The sort of thing that seems completely unimportant at the time. Yet years later, somehow, it's still part of the story. The older I get, the more I notice how quickly things change. One day, children are taking their first steps into school. Then, somehow, they're standing on the edge of adulthood, looking towards lives that haven't been written yet. And perhaps that's what makes these moments feel so significant. Not because a chapter is ending, but because another one is beginning. If you're standing at the start of a new chapter today, I hope you take a moment to look around before you turn the page. Notice the people who traveled this part of the journey with you. Notice the memories you've collected along the way. Notice the stories that seemed small at the time. Because one day, those stories may mean more than you can imagine. And if there is one thing I've come to believe, it's that a meaningful life is rarely built from a collection of achievements. It's built from moments, people, experiences, conversations, friendships. The things we carry with us long after the results have been opened and the photographs have faded. If you're watching this on a day that feels important, there is something I'd like you to know. Whatever happens next, be grateful for how far you've come. Be grateful for the people who walked beside you. And never underestimate the value of the memories you're creating today. Because years from now, when this chapter is long behind you, I suspect those memories may be among the things you treasure most. You probably won't remember every answer you wrote, or every mark on the paper. But I wouldn't be surprised if you remembered the journey home, the people beside you, maybe even a box of chocolates. And if you'll forgive me for making this one just a little personal, there are two young men I'd like to speak to. Because today, they stand at the beginning of their next adventure. I hope you both know how proud you make me. Not because of a result, not because of what comes next, but because of who you've become. Kind, thoughtful, curious, the sort of people others enjoy being around. Good men. And whether today brings celebration or disappointment, nothing about today could ever change how much I love you. I wonder which moments from these years you'll still be smiling about 20 years from now. Wherever life takes you next, enjoy the journey and keep wondering.